Well, hello there and welcome back to some Reverse 1999. On today's program, we're experiencing the continuation of the main story with Chapter 6, and this video will cover its first 6 stages. That being said, I also included my Isolde Pulls because, well, you'll understand once you watch it. However, if you're more interested in the story, as usual, I have timestamps for each stage in the description of the video. Right now, I'm recording this introduction after my live stream on twitch.tv/happyal_productions, so if you want to come say hi and hang out there, you're more than welcome to do so. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Reverse 1999 just as much as I do, and without further ado, let's get right into it. We are at 0 pity and we are summoning for Isolde. Are you going to be nice? Wait, that is actually a 6-star. Holy shit! That is our very first 10 pull. Oh, come on, please tell me I can win the 50-50. Come on. Oh, shit. Regulus!
In front of you. The admired captain, the coolest radio DJ, the genius alchemist. Call me whatever you like.
Well, that is lovely. I did not have Regulus. This is my very first copy of her, so I'm actually very happy. And since we got her in the very first 10 pull, that means I have Isolde guaranteed. Well, Isolde, please come home early. That would be lovely. Hello there. Never mind. These are just 5 stars. I will just look at it out of curiosity. I think I will skip the rest. Blony!
This is where the arcanists live.
It seems that I didn't have her at P6. Or P5. I think they only go up to P5 in this game. We are at 10 pity, I guess. Come on. Oh my fucking god. Oh god, wow. This is the quickest summoning session I've done so far, I think. Welcome home, Isolde.
Thank you for your generosity, miss. I think I'll stay here for a few days. Oh, you prepared a home for me? So you did. Look how dainty it is. I'm grateful.
That was, wow. Okay, that was definitely unexpected. So, well, I got his on then. Oh my god, this is awesome. And I only needed 30 pulls, right? Yeah, that is it. Well, the summoning session is done, I guess. So let's start chapter 6.
A painting based on the mysterious island? The host is Isolde? The opera singer?
Oh, poor thing. Every member of that family met a tragic end. And now her brother.
Shh.
Theophil has left us. Behold, my late brother's final painting, inspired by the Golden Isle. The salvation.
Miss Dittersdorf, I know your brother's death has affected you deeply.
Doctor,
you need to release your oppressions.
The rain. The Golden Isle. The island of the painting. Is that where the timekeeper is at now?
How did Theophil know about the storm and the island?
He belonged to an organization called the Circle. It's the symbol of the Circle. Are they really just a group of artists?
What do you see in the mirror?
I see golden circles. Theophil in the fire. He burned all his paintings. And then I heard a shot.
All these assassinations at the same time?
Will our people be able to defend themselves on that island?
To help them is to help ourselves.
I can see how you burned with passion. Welcome to the Circle, Miss Marcus.
We share the same dream as you.
I am intrigued by the name of your little group.
The circle.
Even if the world ends tomorrow, we still have a show to watch. Please, enjoy.
Razor in Green Part 1.
Meine Damen und Herren, willkommen!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
On behalf of the General Medical Association of Vienna, I would like to thank you all for attending this demonstration conference. It is a great honor. As we can see, dear friends, the era of science has arrived. The era of man has arrived. Today, we will share the honor of witnessing the advancement of technology, its contributions to medical science, and even the world. Now, please allow me to introduce the patient again, Miss Isolde von Dietersdorf. This lady has selflessly volunteered for the experiment, and in return will receive a healthy mind in no time.
This does not look good. I wouldn't want to be in that chair.
She's been living a miserable life due to hysteria. How terrible it is for a young woman like her.
Ah, hysteria. Well, it was a different time, I suppose.
As we all know, mental illness is taking an increasing toll on our country. Even suicide has become more rampant. The tragedies are piling up, and our dear lady is in excruciating pain as we speak. Thanks to the development of medical science, we can again be rescued from the abyss of pain. As I said before, the electroshock therapy uses the most advanced technology available. The medical use of electricity dates back to the 18th century.
The presentation of these obscure theories fails to enthrall the attention of the guests. Vienna's citizens possess less of a thirst for knowledge than a hunger for morbid curiosities. Tales of misfortune are favored over their cures.
Isolde? The youngest daughter of the Dietersdorfs? Oh, no wonder she volunteered. The treatment should do wonders for her. You know there's something wrong with that family. I heard her mother stabbed old Dietersdorf in the temple with a brass needle and killed every maid in the room.
Well, that is certainly a problem.
That thing's even made it into the curio market. I heard not even the Lord's water could clean the blood off it.
The family seems to be cursed. So far, no one's ever lived past the age of 40. In fact, the girl had a sister who died very young, and now her brother. I read in the papers that he killed himself, right?
Wow. This family is really unlucky. Although, since they are living in the world of arcanists, perhaps there is something else at play.
Well, the artist did what an artist would do. He wrote a sad poem and then set fire to his paintings, together with himself.
Oh wow, okay. Self-immolation is definitely not the best way to die. It's probably one of the most gruesome ways to die, and painful.
You know what? My uncle works for the police. He showed me the autopsy report. The truth is, Theophil shot himself. He was killed by a bullet.
Well, that's very different from what the other guy just told us. And, if I may, your uncle should not be showing you the autopsy report. That is not a good police officer.
Gosh! Good thing he didn't have to suffer all that pain before he died. Poor boy, he was so talented and handsome.
Well, I guess, yeah, a bullet to the brain is better than burning alive.
But the girl. Oh, she's less fortunate. Fainted at her only brother's funeral. Didn't even get to see him one last time. I hope the latest treatment will alleviate her suffering.
Lunatics. The whole family is a bunch of lunatics.
That is definitely not a nice way of saying things.
Manners, sir. This is Vienna where we call these poor people arcanists.
Oh damn, okay, so according to them, arcanists are all insane. Okay, the discrimination is real in this city and at that time period, apparently.
I sincerely hope that Isolde can put an end to her miserable nightmare. After all, she is one of the most talented opera singers in Vienna. Just like her mother.
You know what they say? Talent and hysteria go hand in hand. Think about it. They both come from the mind.
Aha. Yeah, real funny. The speaker notes these untimely whispers.
Quiet, please. The treatment will now begin. Are you ready, Miss Dietersdorf?
I don't feel like she's in any condition to answer you, but oh well.
Yes.
Oh, she is. Well, good luck.
I'm ready. Please.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Calm down, my lady. Just hang in there, okay? The treatment will work. Perseverance is a virtue. I don't think the electroshock is causing the pain you seem to be experiencing. Don't let the imaginary fear get the better of you.
You don't think electricity running through your body is causing pain? Wow. I don't know what kind of doctor you are, Dr. Schwartz, but you're not a very good one.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now we'll begin stage 2. The voltage will be slightly increased. Please get ready, Miss Dietersdorf.
No!
Stage 3, an even higher voltage.
All other sound has faded away.
Enough! Forgive the interruption, Dr. Schwartz, but I need you to stop the treatment immediately.
Finally, someone actually stood up for her. Shattering, hushed questions replaced the hum of electricity. The audience turns towards the petite woman standing in the back row.
I can't help but to question your methods, as well as the methods of the General Medical Association.
Yeah, I would agree with the miss.
Your electroshock therapy is a gross violation of humanitarian principles. Judging from what I just saw, it only brought the patient meaningless pain, and didn't help her condition one bit. Unless, of course, you intend to use physical pain to distract the patient from her mental pain.
Her green silhouette is delicate and sharp, like a razor slicing through the chaos.
Even though this is a conference meant for conversation, you're being a little rude. The new electroshock therapy is not what you know from the last century. Now that man has tamed electricity, there's no doubt that the EST is the best choice for treatment. You shouldn't take it at face value, because it's not like the underlying principles are the same as that frog experiment, huh? My treatment is supported by systemic theories and reliable references, and it is approved and sponsored by the General Medical Association, which means it's reasonable and legitimate. Well, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, a social activist known for her little arcane tricks, Miss Cacania. Or should I say, Miss Clara?
Miss Cacania or Miss Clara? Why does she have two names?
As far as I know, you don't even have a medical degree. Besides your so-called art movement, this secession, is it? It confuses me, really. Anyway, in order to have a more professional conversation, I suggest we talk later. You know, after you get a medical license.
Ah, well. Murmurs and fragmented laughter swell among the crowd.
No, Dr. Schwartz. This conversation has nothing to do with my personal identity or experience. I'm only asking you as a citizen of Vienna and as a human being with empathy. How can you not see that she's suffering? Have you been thoroughly brainwashed by the supposed authority of medical science? Or have you two been blinded and deafened by hysteria?
Oh, you rude little...
That reaction.
Please allow me to reiterate, the EST is an advanced and reliable treatment. Besides, Miss Dietersdorf has signed an agreement before we started. The experiment is conducted under mutual consent.
Well, for the EST being an advanced and reliable treatment, just because you say so doesn't make it so.
Your objection is of no use, and it is even harmful to the patient's interests. But we always welcome debate. Since you question my methods, please be my guest and indulge us with your thoughts on her condition.
As I understand it, Mr. Sigmund Freud published his studies on hysteria in 1895.
Ah, Mr. Sigmund Freud. I did study his theories when I was studying for psychology. Interesting, but a bit off the mark on some subjects.
He believes that hysteria was a psychological disorder caused by problems in the nervous system. It was not a simple organ disease. His trauma theory explains that the patient's personal life experiences were the real cause of the disorder, affecting the patient in subtle ways. It makes much more sense to analyze the patient's traumas than to harm their body. As to whether his theory is advanced enough, you can read The Totem and Taboo, which he published last year.
What?
The gentleman's face cracks with expression.
Freud. Freud! The man who told people to marry their mothers and kill their fathers. The one who couldn't get a word in when his patients spewed insanity. It took him 17 years to become a professor, for God's sake. Miss Clara, I've tolerated your immature antics, and I always welcome advice and opinion, as long as rational and reasonable. It's just, how could you challenge me with such an amateur theory? You insult me as a gentleman, and you insult my reputation.
What? Dr. Schwartz, I did not mean to insult you.
Bang.
Miss Dittersdorf, she's unconscious.
How?
Well, perhaps because you electrocuted her repeatedly?
Get her off the chair, now!
Drums of March, Part 2.
Move! Oh, move!
Oh, Medicine Pocket. I love that character. Navigating this corridor is no easy feat, as researchers engrossed in their Brownian motion studies hurry along without watching their step.
Shoot, are you blind or did you hit me on purpose?
She's always so pissed off at everything, Medicine Pocket. I do love that about her. A viscous, deep purple substance drips from their face onto the hem of their lab coat, marvelously landing in a spot not yet coated with other stains.
Hey, hello!
Who the fuck are you?
Do you know how to control this thing? It always drips on my bed at night. I just sit back for a week.
That doesn't sound safe.
Just remove your brain. Problem solved.
Going safe! How come I didn't think of that? Thank you for your advice. You are so sweet.
Oh, you're so welcome, pal. I'd wipe my eyes more often if I were you. Just do something to get that black snot off those lashes.
Since when is she nice to people?
The good news is, the persons in charge of this place are all dead.
Yeah. That's more of the medicine pocket I know. The not so kind one.
The bad news, the one in charge right now, is not a person.
Ah, that it is indeed a problem.
Hello, Researcher Medicine Pocket. Your meal allowance is being deducted to pay for door repair.
Hello, Lucy. Yep, I am definitely pulling for you when you come out, and I will not say why.
I don't care, Buckethead. Do your worst. A few pennies don't bother me.
The head of the computing center nods, taking this as a sign of amicable agreement.
You could have called me from your lab terminal. The technology department has equipped every researcher with the latest communication device, and I have the energy to communicate with everyone.
Then how am I supposed to know whether my report is lying in your trash or not? Oh, please, you know we gotta talk face to face to solve our issues when things get ugly.
With a flick of their wrist, a grey folder lands with impact, spilling its contents across the desk.
Congrats on the one and only achievement you got from the Manus mask. We're now fully aware of its side effects, and this great achievement is filling the halls with oil and insanity. You should thank the Hatted Cuckoo for her report. No one's turned into a crazy monster yet, or the Manus would be attacking the headquarters from Laplace right now. Damn it! What are you doing? Are you even listening to me?
Lucy turns her head, having just fastened the buckle on her face. She has
My
a buckle
apologies.
On her...
You said we
Holy.
needed to talk face to face.
Well, I'm glad she took it literally because she has a very pretty face.
If I understand it correctly, this is your #1 request.
You always carry a face in your pocket? That's just great.
Wait, she had the face in her pocket? I thought she just removed her mask.
You are welcome. It is our duty to learn and meet the needs of every researcher. This will help them reach their full potential while respecting the nature of their being. I received some letters of complaint. They asked me to develop a better sense of humor. They said it would help me understand the researcher's sarcasm, so I am studying it.
Yeah, you're not the best at it, but keep studying. I'm sure you will make it happen someday.
75% of the complaints mentioned they did not want to see a face on my head. Some even used strong words like, "Never let me see that face of yours again."
Oh, that's mean. She has a very pretty face.
I am glad that you are one of the other 25% Researcher Medicine Pocket.
You know what? I don't mind if you keep that face on, as long as you let me kick it around a bit.
Oh my god. The newly face-flaunting robot nods slightly, pleased with their renewed consensus.
Regarding your second request, I have read your report. I fully understand the side effects of the mask as well as the feasibility of the decryption.
Then what's the point? It's like trying to get the syrup formula out of a Coke can. Ugh! Again, we are all screwed without the original ritual from the Manus.
It is too early to conclude that the mask does not contain important clues. The attempts we are making are very necessary. Besides, the situation in Laplace is not as bad as you say. The side effects are completely under control. The subjects are only suffering from dehydration and mania.
Well, dehydration is okay. Mania is, not okay.
Fortunately, the Rehabilitation Center has extensive experience in dealing with manic patients, and some researchers, like yourself, are already manic without putting on the mask, so the side effects will not affect them much.
Oh shit. Who broke what?
Yes! Ball pens! Ball pens love brains!
Yeah, the side effect is definitely not under control, eh? Two researchers arrived swiftly, removing the poor soul who lodged a pen into their eye socket and just as swiftly replacing the broken glass.
Extensive experience, huh?
That is right. I am glad you have noticed our efforts. We have prepared a large amount of polymer materials in case of minor vandalism by the patients.
What about the patients, actually? The patients are not properly taken care of.
Haha. Amusing. So this is the logic of a machine, huh? Humans are as expendable in the lab as glass. You should be glad that your head is harder than my teeth, alright?
What, you would bite her? You want to bite a robot?
Your opinion surprises me, Researcher Medicine Pocket. There is a big difference between the human body and glass. As for the original ritual, you are not the first researcher to make this suggestion. We are fully aware of its importance. We have dispatched investigators and members of the Field Agent Administration to investigate various regions. Here are the images they sent back.
Field... what?
Field Agent Administration. If you have not heard of the name before, most prefer to call them the History Guards, given their function.
Right. That team of cannon fodder. The thought of people being thrown around like garbage makes me feel lucky that I'm just a piece of glass.
Medicine Pocket lifts their head, examining the screen, their attention completely diverted.
Looks like face-to-face conversation does solve problems. Finally, we're getting somewhere. Aside from the insane colleagues running amok. Let me guess. The blue dots are good news, huh?
Correct. They represent the safe areas immune to the storm.
And there are only 2 of them. I'm guessing one is Vertin's suitcase and the other is the Institute?
North America. I should have gone there for a walk in the park. I don't deserve to suffer in this stupid gray prison.
How do you see North America here?
I have to say, Researcher Medicine Pocket, even though I approved your request for a sports field, which you claimed was a humanitarian need, I think it is more of a canine need.
I suggest you install an indicator on your humor module so we know when to laugh. See? Like this blinking red dot. Is that Vienna?
Yes.
They wait, but the android does not offer up any further information.
All right. Not privy to the information, huh? I know of your tricks. One day I will find the logical fallacies in your words, I swear. And this here... yellow. Better than the worst, worse than the best. That's the agency. What's all the fuss about? Don't tell me there's a 500-meter-long blue crab.
No sightings of large marine organisms other than the Gorgon.
The agency, could this be where Vertin and her team was, on the island with the number people?
This is where Timekeeper and her team are right now.
Okay, I just needed to wait a couple of seconds and Lacey would have answered me.
By the way, it seems you can distinguish between colors precisely, so the canine elements in you are more of a personal choice than an innate trait.
Oh, so when she was referencing the canine, she was actually talking about something within Medicine Pocket? I thought she was referencing, I don't know, someone like Pickles or something like that, not that Medicine Pocket herself or themselves, because I did notice that they use they-them pronouns for Medicine Pocket, but I didn't think Medicine Pocket had canine elements. Like, what? What the... I am confused.
I see your efforts on improving your sense of humor, I do, but that's enough now. Turn off the module, okay? Who the heck put these complaints in the box? I'm gonna kick their teeth out.
Back to business. Timekeeper and her team are in a bit of a situation. The details are classified, and I am not privy to them either.
Well, I am privy to that, and unfortunately, we are under attack.
Huh. Classified. I know what's going on. In this place, classified means they're in big trouble.
Yes, indeed. To be continued. Oh no, a cutscene.
What are they? Hoop did not tell us about these things! Get away from me, you arcane fiends!
Marcus? Marcus?
I'm sorry, Madam Hoffman. I was reading the newspaper.
And I really like the design for Madam Hoffman. Hello there.
I know I told you to practice your arcane skills more, but you don't have to do it all the time. I just told you the oath to secrecy for this mission. Level 2 Investigator Marcus, repeat it to me.
Remember the field mission manual? Never disclose any information about the storm or the era to irrelevant people. Never build unnecessary connections with the current era. Never disclose any real information about the headquarters to members of the branch. Never discuss confidential matters in unrelated settings. Never contact or interfere with the insignificant. Stay out of their lives, silently observe and respect their lives. And why is the stupid train never on time?
That is also part of the manual.
Did I really say that?
Yes, in a low voice, after the last random stop.
You have a talent for multitasking, I'll give you that. But the point is, as a rookie investigator, your focus should really be on the mission.
Yes, Madam Hoffman, I'm so sorry.
Laplace has analyzed the information from the field agent squad and suggested several critical points on where the storm may arrive. One of them is Vienna. The history guards have reported sightings of menace leaders there. Considering they will probably do the same things they did in 1929, you know, escalate the international conflicts to accelerate the reverse, this mission is probably quite risky.
It's okay, Madam Hoffman. I am fully prepared. I've been waiting for my first field mission since I joined the Foundation. Thank you for approving my application, or I'd still be talking to rusty filing cabinets and diamond patterns on a wall.
No need to thank me, Investigator Marcus. Your application has been approved by headquarters, as your arcane skills will prove very useful on this mission. This time we will track down Manus Vindictae in Vienna, and gather intelligence on their rituals. The intelligence should help with the storm immunity research, making it the top priority of all other missions. That's why I said your arcane skill reading will be useful on this mission.
Arcane skill reading. I wonder what that is exactly.
Yes, understood.
The young student straightens up. Her mentor catches her emotion and replies unsmilingly.
I know how lucky you must feel for returning to your era, after being isolated from the outside world for so long. I will take you to Romania and visit the orphanage where you used to live. If we still have time for that after the mission.
Oh, that would be interesting, going to Romania.
I'll do my best, Madam Hoffman. Whatever you need, as long as my arcane skill can do it. By the way, how's the timekeeper doing on Agent Island?
Well, not so good.
Marcus, have you already forgotten what I just told you? This is a confidential matter.
Yeah, probably shouldn't talk about it on the train. A very public train.
But it's in the news. Unknown island appears on the agency. Forces attacked by arcane creatures. Ownership over island causing conflicts between Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece. Austro-Hungarian Empire and Russian Empire to establish a negotiating committee. Madam Hoffman, the increased turmoil could cause the storm to arrive earlier, right?
That is not our problem. The headquarters will send someone to intervene since it is caused by the Arcanum. Now, just focus on our destination. Vienna. Time to get out. Grab your luggage.
Now, this is where we get the to be continued, I guess. Yes, indeed. Orc and Torte, Part 3.
Here it is, the national treasure of Austria. The creamy chocolate cake, the buttery ganache, and the delicious apricot jam. Created by the ingenious apprentice Franz Sacker in 1832, renowned throughout the world. The dessert of Vienna, Sackertot. My first time seeing a real one.
At the cafe's entrance, Marcus's fork holds reluctantly over her mentor's little gift.
How should I cut it? If I cut straight, the cake will get mushy. If I cut sideways, I'll miss out on the apricot filling. What if I eat it in one bite? No, how unrefined. The director would scold me for that. I have to think carefully. There must be some other way. Remember all your training, Investigator Marcus. This is the most important moment of your life. Don't get too excited or you'll ruin it.
Then the fork falls.
Oh
no. As Hoffman cuts the Sacker turret in two with calculated precision.
But?
No, nothing. Thank you for deciding for me.
The cake rightly is a national treasure, soft and layered with apricot jam. It is consumed in mere moments. I'm guessing she likes it.
What's with the tears, Marcus?
Because the cake is way too sweet.
Ah, never mind, she doesn't like it. The cafe bustles with others coming and going. As Hoffman checks her watch now for perhaps the 15th time in fewer than as many minutes.
According to the plan, the head of the Vienna branch would pick us up and guide us through the necessary procedures of this era. But our train was 2 hours late. That being the case, our Mr. Carl should have been waiting for 2 hours, but so far there's no sign of any gentleman in the Foundation's uniform.
So Mr. Carl is also more than 2 hours late.
A clever deduction. Let us hope otherwise. I'll go check if he got here before us.
The mentor steps out from under her umbrella's shadow and heads into the cafe. Left behind, the apprentice looks around aimlessly. She catches a few key words.
I bet that island is a secret base of the Dual Entente. That's why the Bulgarians are so anxious. They're worried about their exit on the Aegean Sea. A friend of mine is in the Navy. He saw a ship leaving the harbor loaded with gold. War is coming, friend.
No. How does that explain the arcane creatures over there? I'd say it's never been discovered before. Like the Celtic Otherworld. You know, the heavenly land beyond the sea in Bran's legend. The Arcanum has declined after the Enlightenment. It is an honor for all of us in this era to find such a paradise from the past. You're not fit to be human if you don't understand what that island means to us, my friend.
Secret base. Otherworld. Fascinating. I need to write this down.
Marcus opens her notebook, jotting down these bits of trivia with a quick and earnest enthusiasm. Her desire to catch the length and breadth of these comments forces her to lean quite conspicuously until she finds she has become an object of spectacle herself.
Miss, could you show me your papers, please?
Right. I'm sorry. My friend has it. Could you hold on a minute? I am an arcanist sent from the headquarters of the St. Pavlov Foundation. I have a letter of introduction from the head of the Vienna branch.
Arcanist? Then you come with us, miss. Hands up and be quiet.
Yeah, throwing that word out was not a good idea.
Bring over the golems! We have an unregistered arcanist!
Well, who told you she was unregistered?
Huh?
Hoffman's attention is drawn to the commotion unfolding outside the window.
Marcus?
Sir, please listen to me.
A single misstep causes a mistaken interpretation, a sign of defiance. Enough to compel these loyal city guardians to fulfill their duty.
Don't let her get away!
What is happening?
What indeed?
At ease, gents. Allow me to explain. This respectable lady is most definitely not a Russian spy.
Oh, that is what you were suspecting her of. Okay. A portly gentleman with a handlebar mustache hurries over, his forehead glistening with sweat.
Ah, Miss Hoffman! So, this lady with the big case is your assistant? No spy would be stupid enough to carry an entire case of papers in public. So we'll be all gentlemen.
The guards offer their salute before ushering the golems back to their posts. Hoffman's face is the picture of awkwardness, one that could mark a new entry for this exact situation in the next field mission manual.
The gentlemen in Vienna have become exceedingly sensitive after the infamous espionage cases of 1913.
Yes, I will admit I do really like her design.
And their pride was almost destroyed by the Redl case. The man was even head of counterintelligence, and had a sexual orientation not tolerated in his time. Well, I'm not sure which of the reasons hurt them more.
So he was gay. That's what she was trying to say, right? I guess.
Sorry, Marcus. I should have told you that, as your supervisor.
What does that mean? She nods, but only manages a half-spoken grunt of affirmation.
The belief that arcanists cannot cast arcane skills without the ability to speak. So old and superstitious. Like muzzling a dog when it gets out of control. Can we dispel it now, Mr. Carl?
I have to remind you, Miss Hoffman, that theoretically we have to go through an entire approval process before I authorize the dispelling of the mute spell.
Oh, that's why she couldn't actually speak a word. Okay, my bad.
But whatever, who cares? They shouldn't have treated a young lady like that, for whatever reason.
Mr. Carl is a portly and pale man, his appearance punctuated by the scent of punch cards, in every way a representative of the Empire's bureaucratic system. Overall, he seems a pleasant sort of man, despite his position. She can finally talk. Poor Marcus.
Relax. This was just a minor incident. You'll never find another place as tolerant as Vienna. The very same principles the Foundation strives for.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that, but, well, we'll go with that for now.
All registered arcanists can come and go as they please in this beautiful city. We even offer artists and musicians perks that cover every aspect of their lives, because Vienna loves art and music. Oh, speaking of registered arcanists, could you show me her Arcanum license?
Arcanum license?
I feel like this is going to be a problem.
Yes, ladies from the headquarters. Even so, I'm more than willing to skip some unnecessary procedures for you. We still have to be careful about security, you know, especially when dealing with arcanists.
And here he was saying that Vienna was very open-minded, eh? The portly bureaucrat rubs his hands together slyly. It is evident that he would be no easier to deal with than the golems.
I don't think the headquarters issues such a license. No one told us to apply for one.
Oh, there must be some mistake. All arcanists entering Europe must possess an Arcanum license issued by the local government.
Oh, it's within all of Europe then.
Austria enacted this policy in 1756. We abolished it in 1868, but we're in the time of great tension, so... you know...
No, I actually don't know. If you abolished it, then why is it still in place?
Perhaps this lady knows something. Miss Marcus?
Yes?
How is she supposed to know anything?
You are an arcanist, even though you're sent by the headquarters, correct? Show to me then. Your Arcanum license.
Yeah, I don't think she has one. Hoffman's brow furrows. This, then, is what it looks like when those in power wish to exert their authority. But the more pressing crisis here is that there would be no way to produce an authentic paper from 1914 without adequate preparation.
Marcus is my assistant on this mission, Mr. Carl. She is not to answer your questions directly given her rank and status.
Oh, thank God Hoffman is there to protect and shield Marcus.
It is me, the one in charge, that you should turn to, not my assistant.
Oh, Lady from headquarters, don't get me wrong. I didn't mean to usurp your authority. It's not an issue. You didn't have to.
I have a...
No, you do? Okay, even Hoffman questions it. Marcus hands over a slip of paper from her pocket.
Here.
Oh.
Mr. Carl bursts into a series of protracted sighs.
Is everything okay, Mr. Carl? Is it not acceptable?
Oh, yes, it's a perfectly good license. I can even smell the ink from the government office. Welcome to Vienna, Miss Arcanist from Romania. You should have shown it to me sooner. It would have saved us a lot of trouble.
I'm guessing she didn't have it sooner? The portly man smiles as he returns the permit to Marcus, who seems as though she has just stepped off a rocking boat.
I'm so sorry to have wasted your time.
She's very cute. Marcus is very cute.
Speaking of which, no offense, but you are 2 hours and 15 minutes late, Mr. Carl.
Oh, so yes, he is the one they were waiting for. The apprentice's apology is cut short as she's taken aback by her mentor's dramatic shift in tact.
My apologies. The Minister of Finance and I had a little too much at lunch. Well, your train was late too, wasn't it?
That is not an excuse.
You were having lunch when you were supposed to be here. We agree.
Relax, lady from the headquarters. You're just not used to this pace around here. Look at this industrialization and so-called modern designs. They have turned our beloved city and our carefree life into a cold, impersonal machine.
Yeah, and that is connected to you being late how exactly?
Please forgive the train staff, the sewer workers, and the plumbers. It is their right to be a little unpunctual, and enforcing this right is a symbol of our free will.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, you didn't wait too long, and I got to enjoy my lunch. It all worked out, right?
Ah, wow, okay. Hoffman remains unswayed and indignant, while behind her, Marcus hangs her head. Clearly, Mr. Carl's joy is his alone.
So, why was your train late?
It crashed into a deer. A deer with free will.
I really like Hoffman.
Tragic. All right. Forgive this old Carl for his minor mistake, ladies. The rumors about the Golden Isle had kept the branch busy. There was no one else but me to pick you up. It wouldn't have been so embarrassing if headquarters had sent us manpower instead of taking it from us.
I am also on the job, Mr. Carl. Should I include your complaints in the report?
No, that's okay. It's just a group of lunatics banished to an island. They're arcane criminals from a small country, and people will forget about them in less than a month. Only a few would believe that it has any real influence on Vienna. You know, the young artists who think highly of themselves, the schemers with evil plans, and the conspiracy theorists suffering from neurasthenia. The Megas and the Bohemians are already giving us a headache. Arcanists, they are not at all the Empire's top ethnic concern.
But aren't you in charge of the registration and management of arcanists?
Well, first of all, isn't my loyalty to His Majesty and the Empire? Before you use the title Head of the Vienna Branch to define me, I am first and foremost an honored citizen of Vienna, and I serve our great Emperor, lady.
And I thought you said this was a tolerant city.
Oh yes, we are responsible for dealing with the problems caused by the Arcanists, just as we deal with the Megas and the Bohemians.
Very tolerant indeed. Mr. Carl swings his cane and strides forward cheerfully.
All right, that's the venerable Vienna branch of the St. Pavlov Foundation over there. Let's go.
Marcus touches her left cheek, still warm from the touch of the mute incantation.
Mr. Carl is very different from the staff of the headquarters.
Yep, very different indeed. Although to be fair, the staff from the headquarters are all very unique.
In fact, most of the time the branch members aren't comrades who share the same goals with us. They're more like local officials we have to deal with. We need them as a buffer between the Foundation and the local governments. They can help us maintain peace in the human world. But you can't ask too much of them. Not all of them are cosmopolitans. Most of them put their emperor and their country first. That's why we shouldn't disclose classified information to them. Does it still hurt?
Oh, it feels much better now.
Good.
The mentor swings around as if on a swivel, with a face of plain curiosity.
Marcus, did you already have that license before you joined the Foundation?
Ah, the question.
Yes. Austria abolished that policy in 1868, but Romania did not until 1913.
Interesting.
I carried it with me out of habit. Thank goodness I did. This is indeed the era I'm from. That time has returned.
Never disclose any information about the storm or the era to irrelevant people.
The apprentice holds her speech, cowed by Hoffman's warning.
Put away your license. We need to catch up with Carl. Remember my words, Marcus. Never trust anyone, even if they're a branch member of the Foundation.
Secession Building Part 4.
So this is the Vienna branch?
It's a very pretty building. It's actually beautiful.
It's splendid. Look at the walls, simple yet elegant. It's like a temple of modern art.
Now, I do agree with you, Marcus.
I can read the contrast between different shapes and textures. This Mr. Ulrich must have put so much effort into the design. It must be a very pleasant place to work at, Mr. Call.
Oh, no. This is the Secession Building. Another meeting place for the young artists to show off, other than the cafes. They said they wanted to break away from traditional art. Well, it's more like they're breaking away from human life.
I see.
There's nothing to like here. Only inexplicable paintings and neurasthenic lunatics. But people keep coming back. There are even secession groups to the secession. Like cells dividing through mitosis.
Okay.
The entrance to our venerable branch is on the left. Please follow me.
A massive golem stands at the door, towering over the approaching trio.
Notice the guard? It's the most loyal and reliable knight of Vienna. Powered entirely by arcane ritual. The greatest achievement since the revival of Arcanum in Europe. In 1662, a royal magician from London offered it to the emperor at the time. Since then, it's guarded the empire for centuries.
Yeah, so it's been there for like almost 3 centuries. That is quite a lot. And it's still working.
Ah, sir!
A figure emerges from within the shadow of the golem.
Greetings, dear Sescapia. How is your son Tamino? I hear he's not getting along well with his fiancée.
He's a strange one. What's he doing standing in the corner like that?
My apologies, Miss Hoffman. Please hold on. Terrific, Heinrich! Just as terrific as your pathetic art career!
Oh wow, okay. They do not like each other.
That's great! Best wishes to you, Sescapia. Oh, my apologies.
He stands in the distance, giving a nod towards Hoffman and Marcus.
Greetings to you, Angelotti. And unknown lady.
The gentleman turns and moves briskly into the temple-like edifice, as peculiar in his exit as he was in his entrance.
See, he is one of those crazy artists. Everyone knows that I only have this beautiful daughter of mine. This mustacheless gentleman went to study in Berlin and has just returned.
I love how he called him a mustacheless gentleman. Why the specific? I guess having a mustache is very important to him.
I guess he didn't learn much in class, and now he's throwing himself into opera. He must have listened to Wagner and Mozart so much it damaged his central nervous system. So that's why he sees everyone as a character in an opera. Operas and music, they do harm to your eyes and fill your ears with useless sounds.
Well, allow me to disagree.
Is every artist like this? Scarpia, Angelotti. They are indeed characters from the opera Tosca.
Oops! I am getting off topic.
Once again. You're even worse than me. Carl's cane raps on the stone creature in front of him.
Don't worry. We've modified its original ritual to meet the needs here. Lots of people come in and out after all. You just need to knock on the armor 3 times, touch your mustache, and it will let you in.
Is that the ritual? Knock on the armor, touch your mustache. How do you do that if you do not have a mustache? Most women, for instance, don't have a mustache, so how do they get in?
I forgot
there you go.
have no mustaches, my dear ladies. But you do have arcane skills, right?
Oh my god, what is up with this man?
First of all, I am not an arcanist.
Ah, so Hoffman is indeed human. I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Second, I am not as humorous as you think.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be.
Fine, but that was no joke. This thing only accepts mustaches. It's a symbol that every gentleman should have. And not everyone's like Heinrich.
Well, good thing Heinrich is not trying to get inside the building, I guess. The absurdity seems to have finally broken the senior investigator's patience. Yeah, I can understand that.
Just give me the list of arcanists we mentioned in the letter, Mr. Carl. We don't need to go into the branch.
Oh no, do you really want to miss the scenery of the Donau? And the sight of the modern transport system? There's no better way to tour the ring roads than by carriage. And we've booked a room for you at the Sacker Hotel. By the way, have you tried the treasure of Austria?
Thank you. We already had it while you were enjoying your lunch. Now, please, give us the list.
Hoffman's tone marks the request as non-negotiable.
And I'm sure you've received a telegram from the headquarters. You are to investigate the people around Theophil von Dittersdorf.
Oh, so Isolde's brother. Interesting.
Okay, all right. It's a pity, lady from the headquarters. Here you are. And that's all of it. All of it. Oh, and this. 2 tickets to the Vienna Royal Orchestra. Please give them to Mr. Richard, and when you see him, send my sincerest regards.
Hoffman stands still, maintaining a distant politeness.
I will.
Who's Mr. Richard?
The contact between the Foundation and the Vienna branch in 1914. A phantom of history.
Meaning?
At that time, people still believed the golden age that had begun with the last generation would continue as it should. And that their positions in government would be as unshakable as the long-standing empire.
Yeah, they were quite wrong now, weren't they? Hoffman nods, watching as old Carl taps his cane and strokes his beard, before disappearing into the corridor opened by the golem.
Oh, shoot, it won't let me in.
No, your mustache was not enough?
You're not joking, are you, Mr. Carl?
I am not. Darn! What is going on? Is this thing broken? Oh, no, I'm stuck. Oh, my belly. Oh, I had the suit custom made in Paris.
The ancient knight awakens in a slow stir, shaking off a heavy layer of dust as thick as Viennese title.
What on earth is going on? Why is the defense system activated?
Ah, that sounds like a problem. A comical voice emanates from within the statue, lilting and quick, like a rubber ball bouncing around inside a hollow frame.
Marcus, can you read its internal rituals?
Considering its sluggishness, yes, I think so.
Good. It's a good chance for you to get some experience. Just stay safe.
Oh, no! Miss Hoffman, these golems represent the spirit of the Vienna branch. You shouldn't be so violent!
Dude, the golems were attacking us. What do you expect?
Adapt, improve, and advance. Arcanum should be kept up with the times, not lock itself away in a museum and wallow in the good old days. There was something visibly wrong with this thing, and we were rightfully doing our job. If you have any concerns about this, I'll include them in the report. And I should remind you that you spent too much time on your free will. We're running out of time.
Nein! Procedures are not the problem, darn it. You're not German, are you?
The division head mutters softly before proceeding inside at last.
So, what's wrong with the golem?
As Mr. Carl said, its structure is simple and yet incredible. The malfunction comes from one of the components. There's an extra stroke on the enchantment. These strokes look new. I guess the staff made a mistake when they did the maintenance or repair.
Was it truly a mistake made by the staff, or was it something else?
Let's hope so. Now take a look at this before Mr. Carl comes out. Several days ago, a member of the field agent squad found a painting that was reported in this magazine, The Pan. It belonged to Theophil von Dittersdorf, a deceased artist from Vienna who committed suicide.
Yes, either by immolating himself or by shooting himself. We don't really know.
Its name is The Salvation, and it was found along with a poem. The poem mentions the doomsday, the reversal of time, and the rain.
Oh, so perhaps he knew about the storm.
Salvation and rain. It sounds so...
Yes. And given the sightings of Manus leaders in Vienna, we believe Theophil came into contact with Manus leaders before he died, and probably learned the truth of the storm and the method of salvation. This was how Manus Vindicte recruited arcanists in 1929.
If he knew the method of salvation, why did he still kill himself?
Marcus takes the magazine with ready curiosity, looking at the small, clipped section.
Auf der Suche nach Silenus im Walde fragte ich ihn.
Seeking Silenus in the woods, I asked him,
Was ist das Beste und Wunderbarste für den Mensch?
what is the best and most wonderful thing for a man?
Die Leere, wo der Mensch nie geboren wurde.
The emptiness where a man was never born, he said.
Ich betrachtete ihn, den Ring des Lebens, den Ring aller Leben.
I looked at it, the ring of life, the ring of all lives.
Deine Hände formen den Ring, und das Urteil wird ausgesprochen.
Your hands form the ring, and the judgment is pronounced.
Am jüngsten Tag, in der Dämmerung, wenn die Geschichte verblasst.
On the doomsday, at the dusk, when history fades away.
O Welt! Sein Kopf beißt sich in seine Füße. Seine Knie berühren seine Nase.
O world, its head bites its feet, its knees touch its nose.
O Mensch! Sie bewohnen die Erde und warten darauf, dass der Himmel fällt.
O man, they inhabit the earth, waiting for the sky to fall.
Gestern wird zum Morgen. Morgen verwandelt sich wieder in gestern.
Yesterday turns into tomorrow. Tomorrow reverts to yesterday.
Wer wird im Regen verschwinden?
Who shall vanish in the rain?
Wem wird das ewige Glück gewährt? Die Gnade von oben.
Who shall be granted the eternal happiness, the grace from above?
Und diese Leere, Das Aufhören der Existenz.
And that emptiness, the cessation of existence.
Oh, that was so moving, Miss Sieglund. Poor Sigmund, my best friend, has returned to the void. Thank you all for coming today to shed tears for our departed hero. He was a righteous and noble man who cared for his people. He was still trying to save the arcanists on the Golden Isle before he died. He left us so many beautiful poems and paintings. Shame that the fire burnt everything to ashes. The only thing that survived was the salvation. We were in a golden age of progressive ideas. We believed the Enlightenment would make ignorance history and lead us to paradise where everyone would be saved. The barrier between arcanists and humans would be removed. In Vienna, that tolerant city, we would stand together hand in hand, back to back, reliving the intimacy we once shared when we first came into this world. Oh, world. Its head bites its feet. Its knees touch its nose. But the reality is, the survival space of arcanists is shrinking. We tried to speak up in our own language, but that only makes us strangers in our own land. That's why we have decided to exhibit Sigmund's last work. Not only in memory of the deceased, but in memory of his noble spirit, his sincere concern for his people, and his scrutiny of this tragic world.
The people gathered nod their heads. Some of the women begin to weep softly.
There is no need to be sad, my friends. He has left us with the Rheingold. We will found a committee with the funds raised by the exhibition to improve the conditions of unregistered arcanists.
The youngest and the most outstanding opera singer in Vienna, Theophel's sister, Isolde von Dietersdorf, will present the details.
Well, I know she's just an NPC, but I do like the color of her dress. Amidst applause, Heinrich bows, handing off the stage to its true protagonist. He takes a graceful step forward.
Now I see why we were ordered to investigate Theophel's connections. There may be spies from Manus Vindictae among them.
Her mentor nods in approval, handing over a stack of documents.
I know the Vienna branch has a lot of bureaucratic problems, but we need their help to carry out the mission in this era. The search warrant, the letter of introduction, the evidence collection permit. They've provided us with all the official documents we need in this era, as well as a list of all the arcanists in Vienna in 1914. But we're not going to cooperate with them any further, because of the requirements to confidentiality. We'll only need manpower from them in the following operations.
Marcus replies by opening the thick register of arcanists, desperate to prove she hasn't gotten distracted this time.
In case you spend a whole day on the A section, Marcus, we're looking for Theophil. Starts with a T.
That is so mean. He's not that dumb.
How did you know I was starting from line A?
Oh shit, she is that dumb. The apprentice droops her shoulders, sinking back into the book. With the help of her arcane skill, she easily finds the information that Hoffman seeks.
It says Theophil belonged to a group of artists called the Circle. They often gathered in the Secession building. Madam Hoffman, I think we can make contact with them one by one.
Wouldn't that take a long time? I mean, I don't know how long the list is, but still. Oh.
What's happening?
I sense strong arcane fluctuations over there.
Her eyes center on the door of the Secession building.
I think it's a ghost?
A what now? A Bad Seance, Part 5.
Isolde? Isolde!
My God, she passed out again!
People gather around in a loose circle, wringing their hands but offering little help, knowing there is little they can do besides making a spectacle of their compassion.
She must have smelling salts on her. Find them. What is going on? Make way! Make way! Let me see.
Kakanya! People, make way for the doctor!
So Kakanya is actually a doctor?
Isolde? Can you hear me? Oh no, it's a seizure. She's going to bite herself. Get a stick! Heinrich, do you have any props she can bite?
Doctor, help! Please help me! They are here! The paintings, they are here!
She can't wait. Isolde, open your mouth.
What did she do?
Doctor, your hand is bleeding from the bite.
Oh, okay, she put her hands in. Not the best of ideas. Ah, well.
It's okay. What happened just now? She was fine when I left 10 minutes ago.
I don't know. We finished reciting Sigmund's poem and...
Sigmund? Oh, you mean Theophil? I see what's going on here. You've aroused her trauma.
You shouldn't have invited her to her brother's exhibition, Heinrich. And you even read his death notice in public. Ah, you should have known it would upset her. He was the only family she had left.
I did not. I thought she had completely recovered.
Well, obviously not.
What?
She should have recovered from the electroshock therapy.
Ah, so you bought that the electroshock therapy was actually working.
What kind of nonsense is that? Dr. Schwartz is a liar without a conscience. He takes pleasure in the pain of his patients. I know how he managed to fool the medical association. Those rich morons don't care about the patients at all. Soon as you mention fancy words like advanced or science, they'll throw their wallets at you as if they'll be left behind by the times. They're all blinded by the shining glamour of progressivism. And they even scoff at psychoanalysis, the real meaningful discovery of the era.
It was a breakthrough at the time indeed. A piercing scream silences her argument. The screaming woman, drenched in sweat, sees the framed painting turn into a bone saw aimed at cutting open her skull, where most... oh shit. How adorable, an almost delightful thought, but... what if it's like the oil paint on this canvas? Or like a teacup? Like a neat triangle? Like a square? I did not have time to read that. Why is this turning into a horror show? The electric lights go out, and a series of candles ignite simultaneously.
Schau dir den Ring an, Theophil. Ist so wunderschön.
Look at the ring, Theophil. It's so beautiful. In the candlelight, Isolde's face is deathly pale.
Nein, das war meine Schuld.
No, this was my fault.
Ja, ich werde es besser machen. Ich kann es schaffen. Ich kann immer noch singen.
Yes, I will do better. I can do this. I can still sing.
Isolde?
The woman pulls Kakanya down by her collar.
Bitte, schau mich an, Doktor. Hilf mir. Bitte, hilf mir.
Please look at me, Doctor. Help me. Please help me.
I will, Isolde. Now let go of me first.
Oh no. It's a seance. But Miss Tosk only does it before performance.
Of course it turned out this way. She's lost control. She summoned evil spirits this time, not the good ones.
Nein! Give back!
Kakanya breaks free from her grip and follows Isolde's distant gaze.
She's afraid of the paintings. Oh, poor girl. It's her brother's paintings.
Oh, okay, so there are really ghosts here.
It's Kakanya! Watch out!
Heinrich, give me a hand. Draw the ghost away by whatever means.
Take thy sword. Duel with someone fair and square.
These souls are no longer bound to their bodies. They're a nuisance to deal with.
Hey, over there! Leave the doctor alone!
I bought this bullet with my savings. Who took it out of my body? It was you. You!
Enough of your ugly fuss. What family are you from, miss? How much property do you own?
Go away! It's not working! You'll have to try harder, Mr. Heinrich. Leave her be, gentlemen.
Okay, time for us to do something about it, I guess.
I can hear it. It is here.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine. Oh, Mr. Lenz!
Which one is this? This is the mass attack. Very well.
I can hear
Let's mass attack.
Bravo.
And
Merci.
possibly kill one. They dodged.
Fight for the unarmed.
I did not expect them to dodge.
He took half my body. No, Father will scold me.
She took half my body? What does that mean? Well, at least we killed one.
What a tragedy.
Bravo.
We
Merci.
should be able to kill a second one, I think.
Soffocare sangue! Soffocare sangue!
Ah shit, they dodged it. Well, we still killed the
Never
second
hesitate.
one.
A nobody! A quack with the stink of a monkey! How dare you lay those filthy fingers upon me?
Well, this will be the end of you.
Follow the will of
Perhaps
God.
even Tooth Fairy can kill you. Almost. No,
His trumpet
a
sound.
knight is definitely killing you now.
The judgment day hath come.
Heinrich, I'll take care of Isolde. Take this.
Oh, catching a ghost with my hands. Yeah, it's so soft and sticky.
Give it back, you thief!
The curtain has fallen. Sie sind jetzt sicher, Isolde. Spüren Sie nun den Druck meiner Hände.
Alright, you are safe now, Isolde. Now feel the pressure of my hands. The wandering spirits busy themselves in entangling the unfortunate gentleman. Akanya, catching her breath, gently claps her hands over Isolde's ears.
Der Druck wird Sie an einige Dinge erinnern. Sie werden langsam und stetig in Ihren Kopf gelangen und Ihnen nicht schaden.
The pressure will remind you of some things. They will enter your mind slowly and steadily, and they won't hurt you.
Gut, das ist es.
Good. That's it.
Wenn ich den Druck loslasse, öffnen Sie langsam Ihre Augen. Diese Dinge werden sanft zu Boden fallen, wie Federn. Jetzt fangen Sie sie vorsichtig auf.
When I release the pressure, open your eyes slowly. Those things will fall softly to the ground, like feathers. Now grab them gently.
Jetzt sagen Sie mir, was haben Sie gesehen? Was ist passiert?
Now tell me, what did you see? What happened? The woman clenches her teeth, struggling to push out her gritted words.
Dr. Schwartz told me that humans are rational, and we should be able to control ourselves completely. But I failed. The Dittersdorfs can't afford another lunatic like me.
Oh, if humans were rational if we were able to control ourselves completely, it would make things very, very much easier, but that is quite simply not the case.
I will be abandoned by the audience. By everyone.
No, you are not them, Isolde. As long as you receive proper treatment in the hospital.
Please don't, please. I'm cured. The shock therapy worked well, very well.
Oh damn, you can hear the desperation in her voice. It's very sad.
Isolde.
No, I mustn't act like Mother or Teofil. The Dittersdorfs can't bear. The opera can't bear.
Still murmuring, her breathing gradually evens out.
Heinrich, please take Miss Dittersdorf to get some rest.
I will.
The gentleman barks a command to the guests gathered around and moves to help the girl into the backstage. Akanya rises, rushing to the door of the Secession building like a gust of wind.
What about you, Doctor? Where are you going?
I'm going to get that Schwartz.
A green figure swiftly disappears beneath the doorway. But before the door can close, a hand halts its motion.
Kakanya? Huh? You are from the Foundation. And Angelotti? And the unknown lady?
Yes, Prime Minister. Part 6. Outside the Temple of Art, the mentor imparts a final set of admonitions to her apprentice.
Remember, Marcus, the working staff of the Foundation branch will take care of the dispute in their fashion. We just need to follow him in. The members of the Circle are top priority. But before any of them can be convicted, as said before, all we have to do is silently observe and respect their lives.
Understood. I almost bumped into her. That lady in green seemed to be in a bad mood. Shall I ask the gentleman from the branch who she is? Oh, he seems busy at the moment. But that gentleman is a person of this era. If I interrupt him, am I also interrupting his original course of action?
Marcus sinks back into her mire of indecision. Hoffman gently pats Marcus's shoulder, drawing back her focus. Fortunately, the Vienna branch's officer does not notice the minor episode. His attention is captured by the arrival of an uninvited acquaintance.
My, Mr. Rigoletto. Your hair has grown so fast. To what do we owe this pleasure? Are you also here for the exquisite art?
Can you just be normal for once, Heinrich? And stop calling me by those opera names. Someone reported an arcane disturbance here. I see candles. Are you holding a seance? I must remind you that arcane rituals are not allowed unless you have a separate permit.
Excuse me? That's not fair. The first permit already costed us a...
Please calm yourself, sir. Be mindful of what you implied. The Viennese government has ensured you the greatest possible freedom through working with us. Who do you think cleaned up after you people? After those fires, passionate murders, and deadless stampedes? We can't bear the consequences of your moments of epiphany forever. Not to mention the seance is one of the most dangerous acts. We've had 2 colleagues injured, still being treated for mental illness in the Vienna General Hospital. You will find no other place as tolerant and open-minded as this one. In return, you should do your part and cooperate with the government.
It's funny because the more you repeat that Vienna is a tolerant and open-minded place, the less likely I am to believe you.
Seance? What seance? Nothing of the sort, Mr. Rigoletto. This is just a rehearsal of the play.
You are not very convincing, Heinrich.
The candles, the settings, and of course, these paintings once bathed in fire. Yes, this is an art exhibit, a youth rally, or, as we prefer to call it, a visualization of the future.
I demand a rational conversation. Now, I must question the sanity of this gathering. Is there no one here who is of sound mind? If not, I'll have to...
I'm terribly sorry.
Oh?
Mr. Strauss, sorry to have kept you waiting.
Miss Natelsdorf, bless you, madam. I did not expect to see you here.
Oh, sorry that we troubled you. I'm here for my late brother's exhibition, and for rehearsal for the coming performance.
She seems to have recovered quickly.
We got a little carried away. Made you come all the way here to check on us?
Please, madam, as your friend, I do not wish to cause you discomfort. In fact, Mr. Carl and I were talking about you over brunch earlier. He was truly impressed by your talent at the opera.
Ah, Mr. Carl is too kind. Since my mother passed away, he has been such a caring friend to the family.
Well then, this was all just a misunderstanding. But, madam, please understand that I still have procedures to go through. Would you mind if I investigated a little?
The man leans in, his voice a hushed whisper.
By investigate, you know, just a quick look around the building.
We are grateful to have a responsible employee like you, Mr. Strauss. Please, help yourself.
At the other end of the hall, investigators from headquarters uphold their duties with familiar diligence and effort. Hoffman imperceptibly shakes her coat as fine threads like spider silk disperse into the air attached to tiny floating particles.
Wow! The spider tail and the detection spores. These are Laplace's auxiliary devices for perceiving arcane power. I've never seen one before. Only investigators of level 4 or higher are allowed to use them.
Noticing the excited glances toward her, Hoffman leans in to whisper to the young investigator.
Marcus, come. Give me a hand.
On it, these burnt pictures. They're the work of Theophil von Dittestov. They're the perfect subjects for reading.
Oh, interesting. The lamp is gripped a little tighter. She lifts her head as she begins reading. The world around her becomes a matter of effortless ease to view.
Only a third of the picture can be read, but I can see it clearly. An ingenious composition that balances the different elements of the picture. Sadly, the creator focused too much on the form and overlooked the content. The frame is made of... not important. Next page. This one is luckier. Half of it survived the fire, so we can see the lower half of the lady in the picture. But, Theophil certainly had a way with women. She was not his first prey.
What does that mean?
And this one, only a frame remains. The rest of his works are too damaged, but I do remember an intact one somewhere. But aside from this, I don't see anything else. Next page.
She turns, colliding with a pair of light-colored eyes. Despite the distance, it feels as though Isolde is gazing back at her.
People can be read too. That person, Miss Isolde.
A deep breath. The page unfolds before her eyes once again.
Unlike other ladies pursuing the latest fashions in Paris, she still wears the corset, with only some Art Nouveau jewelry by her waist. She's as delicate as a butterfly. She is a renowned medium. The Dittestov family is well known for their mediumship. Nowadays, they use that power mostly for art. That is, they summon a spirit to possess their body so they can sing, write, and paint like no other.
Oh, okay, so that's how it works. Interesting.
They also suffered for this power. Racked by neurosis and hysteria, the family has had very few members despite its long history.
Well, I'm guessing these spells they are casting, these arcane spells, are having a toll on their minds, because being inhabited by someone else, if the mind of that someone else and yours are constantly meddling with each other, it can be problematic, especially if you keep summoning different people. I guess that would make it even worse.
Wait a minute. The picture behind her is still intact, and it is enormous.
Ah, perhaps he's trying to hide it.
Is that the Salvation? Strange. This painting is...
You have a keen eye for art, miss.
Oh!
A voice leaps up from behind her, bursting from behind the warm smile of the freckled-faced man.
This painting is the work of my dearest friend, Sigmund. The Salvation. The only piece he left behind that survived the consuming flames. These enchanting, magical circles, one next to another. Oh, I was only reciting Miss Caccania. We're both passionate about the subject. How regrettable. She would have given you a much better explanation if she were here. Her words can easily stir one's soul.
Did you say Caccania? You have a friend called Caccania?
Do you know her?
Oh, yes. Every artist has their own nickname. I also have the honor of knowing the Orange Knight, Victor of the Rhyme, Offerstrudel. Are you a friend of Caccania? Too bad she just left. She should be meeting with Dr. Schwartz by now.
Marcus looks up. A mentor casts her eyes to the same spot and shakes her head gently.
No, the name sounded a little strange to me, that's all. But I appreciate the explanation, sir.
In the air, the dispersed spores stir imperceptibly. Bang, bang, crash. The dust from the explosion pervades the air, sucking deep into nostrils and open mouths.
What happened?
Now, the ghosts are back.
Are these ghosts? Didn't you say there wasn't a seance? Mrs. Dietersdorf, I would very much like an explanation.
Oh, they're still chasing me!
The detection spores have taken effect and enveloped the ghosts. Marcus, can you still read?
I think so.
Good. I'll draw its attention. You take care of the arcanum part.
Miss Dietersdorf, you told me this was just an opera rehearsal. Now look at this mess. And more importantly, my two assistants are still here. I must ask you for a good reason to report to my superior.
The pale girl remains silent, bowing her head.
Oh, Isolde, my dear lovely gal.
An all-too-familiar mustachioed face arrives without invitation. Carl's steps are at a steady, trouncing waddle as he approaches and takes Isolde's hand.
Mr. Carl!
Director?
Look at you, so pale. The play is sapping your strength. Come, child, come to me.
Wow, okay.
I told Schwartz to take good care of you. Well, I guess he can't be in two places at once.
So you
the frequent
were the
presentations must have been too much for a doctor such as he. I've learned that you've recovered from hysteria, which is good, but promise me that you'll look after yourself, will you? Your late mother suffered a tragic end, and it would be unbearable for the Empire to lose another star.
You flatter me.
Oh well, I was not a fan of him previously and I am still not a fan of him now.
Joseph?
Yes, Director.
Don't be so hard on them. Those were wonderful stage effects. Heinrich is an expert at this, yes? What better demonstrates our free wills than respecting the artists and their work?
Why are you trying to cover this up?
None
What's
of us
in it
would
for
mind
you?
an episode of excitement every once in a while.
Carl meets Hoffman's eyes in another overly affable attempt at good nature.
Even the gentlemen from the headquarters would agree with me, don't you think?
Yes, you're right.
We are short on manpower, and the assistants should focus on more important matters.
We should leave.
Now I'm recording this little conclusion to wrap things up. I have to say I am loving this quest so far. The story is intriguing, the characters are amazing. I mean, I love Madame Hoffman. Marcus is adorable, and I think Isolde's voice actress is killing it with her performance. Everything has me hooked. The only thing that keeps nagging in the back of my mind is that we were left with a cliffhanger in Chapter 5, and Chapter 6 seems only loosely connected to it, but it doesn't bring us any answers. At least not yet. Perhaps we'll get some further into the story. Anyway, what did you think of the story so far? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked this video, don't forget to press the like button ever so gently and subscribe for more. I am Happy Owl, and this has been my production.